All righty, everybody. Welcome to Talking Real Estate here at Champions Real Estate Team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Ambassador Real Estate Company. My name is Mark T. Wehner, the second team leader at Champions Real Estate Team. And joining me today is Russ Williams with Williams Mortgage. So every Wednesday, we try to jump on here around the lunch hour, give or take if we got appointments going on, but we kind of touch base what's going on in the real estate market over the last week. So let's jump straight into it, get right into the numbers. So it takes a little time to pull up on the screen here for you guys. But right now, in the last week, we've had 455 new listings go live on the market. That's down from the previous week of just under 500. New contracts written is at 395, which is basically almost identical to what we had the previous week. And sold homes, pretty similar with regards to that. So I guess the biggest change, I think what we're seeing in the marketplace, school started. So it kind of, put a pause on some of the people putting their houses on the market, which probably why we're down about 50 homes on the market, or at least going live. And then obviously the new contracts written staying about the same. So that's kind of what we're seeing, as far as the week to week activity. So let's jump straight into the kind of 30,000 foot view aspect of it. So we take a look at the bigger picture of the items here. We are at just under 1,700 active listings in the Omaha Lincoln MLS. Breaking that down into the Omaha metro area, so the Douglas and Sarpy County area, just under 900 active listings for you to go take a look at. Breaking that down even further, like we always do, existing homes, so homes that are not new construction, just at 575. So when we take a look at the number of people that live in Omaha that only have 575 homes to go look at, that's not a lot of homes. New construction sitting at 316, got about 1 month supply of inventory. So what does that mean? Basically, if no new houses came on the market in the next month, we would be out of homes to look at. Average sold price, it's hovering right around just under 300,000, about a 10%, 11% change from the previous year. So what are my takes? And we'll touch base with Russ as well of what the market's doing. Like we said, previous weeks, with school, and there's some, people, so weddings and, just some other events that people are going to, buying a house right now is kind of taking a little bit of a back burner, but there's still the active buyer market out there. Listings are obviously still out there. I think once we get past Labor Day, once people kind of get into a routine, we'll start seeing buyer activity pick up, listing activity starting to pick up because people want to get their house on the market and out of there by the time the holidays roll around. So if you're listing it in September, you're probably going to close in October timeframe. Then obviously if you list it in October, you're probably going to close in November, December timeframe. Maybe the snow is flying at that time, or obviously you got the holidays to work around in that manner. So some people just don't want to move at that time, buy or sell. But it's still obviously a great time to buy and sell. The market is still very strong. Prices are still up, obviously 10%, 11% from this time last year. We're still seeing good equity growth in homes. So if you're thinking about buying an investment property, why not buy real estate with real estate? You can cash out, refinance, pull some of that cash out to go buy an investment property to gain some of that passive income, to help get that retirement and nest egg kind of situated there. Or if, you got kids and you're looking for a college fund, no better way to use that aspect of it. Maybe pull some equity out of a rental property, and have your tenant is essentially paying for your kids' college a little bit. So in that regard. So just if that interests you, you want to touch base or talk more about that, give me a holler, 402-672-7670. And then Russ can kind of help you out with the cash out refis or looking for investment financing and things like that. But I know right before we got on, Russ and I were kind of talking about the credit score thing that's going to be changing here in the next couple of weeks. So I guess we'll jump in with Russ, touch base on how the mortgage industry is doing and some new information that he's kind of heard come down the pipeline. So what do we got going on?
Mark, interest rates continue to stay at or near all-time lows, although we are starting to hear more of the Fed governors that are talking that they think we should start looking at tapering, which would mean that they will potentially start backing off of buying mortgage bonds, which could start to put some upward pressure on rates as we go into the fourth quarter and of this year and the first quarter of next year. But probably the biggest news for the week is that effective to the date here, September 18th, we're going to see a change on some of the conventional loans, where in the past, if there were multiple borrowers on a loan, the lower of their two middle credit scores were used to qualify the loan. They're now going to average that. What that means is in the past where most lenders will have a minimum of 620 for a credit score to qualify in the event that maybe you have a high credit score, but your co-borrower has a lower credit score, they're now going to average the two of your middle credit scores. And so if your middle credit score average is over that 620, that might allow you to get a loan, whereas in the past you might not have been able to do that, and which could have pushed you into FHA financing, which is, as Mark might tell you, is a little bit more difficult to win a bid in a market like this. So having conventional financing available might help to make more government financed buyers be able to move over to conventional financing, or potentially to increase the potential pool of buyers who otherwise couldn't qualify for financing because their credit scores were lower, to be able to now qualify. So I don't anticipate we're going to see a huge increase in the number of potential borrowers, but for those folks that are maybe teetering or have had a bump, a lot of folks, especially with medical bills, whatnot, might have had your credit scores pulled down a little bit because of medical collections. This is a way that potentially you could still jump in and take advantage of a great marketplace with very low rates.
Yeah. I mean, any way to help you get into a house and start building some of that equity, rather than paying someone else's mortgage, and that side of it. So yeah, that's kind of mostly what we got for today. As always, you can jump on to our championsrealestateteam.com website and check out all the active homes on there. The most up-to-date houses, home valuation. On the right-hand side here, we got the home buyer guide, home seller guide on there as well. So if you're thinking about buying and selling, jump on there, just download that. Free for you guys to take a look at, the services that we offer from a buying standpoint and a selling standpoint. And as always, we touch on, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, you got to have a plan, you got to have a strategy. And that's what we do here at Champions Real Estate Team, is we have the tools and the knowledge base of basically getting that plan in place. So I've touched base with a couple past clients, new clients that are thinking about selling in the spring. We're going to start meeting, maybe have the stagers come out this fall so they can get the house ready to rock and roll for spring. And maybe there may be a buyer that may come up over the fall that they may, have an agreeable price if they're comfortable with selling it in that regard. So that's something that we like to do, is really get ahead of the game and have a plan in place, whether you're buying or selling. And some of those are thinking about buying next spring. Now is the time to get your ducks in a row. Like Russ said, with the credit scores kind of changing a little bit, the qualifications, it's very important to be knowledgeable on what's coming down the pipeline, what can help you out, what can put you in the best situation. Maybe buying now is good because as it goes into spring, prices may increase. If, as Russ touched on, if interest rates go up, your borrowing power, your purchasing power goes down as well. So those are all things to consider. We're here to educate you, coach you through that process. We're not trying to high pressure sell you buying a home or selling your home. We just want you to make the best decision for you. And sometimes I've had clients this last year, the selling makes sense, or cash out of that house and go buy a house, keep a current home as a rental property and increase that net wealth to you, and to help saving yourself for retirement. So, my clients laugh. They're like, aren't you talking yourself out of making yourself money by selling our house? But I'm like, well, if I can do what's best for you, our goal is to work by referrals, and treat our clients well and put you in the best position for your future, for your family and such, and for yourself. So, but appreciate you jumping on, Russ, with us. So Russ Williams at Williams Mortgage, 402-290-8936. Russ at WilliamsMortgageLLC.com. If you have any questions, reach out to him. He'll happy to help you. And he also does teach the finance class for Results Coaching School of Real Estate. So if you're getting your real estate license, he's your guy to talk to on the mortgage side. So that's a great asset for a buyer to look at as well, because, he knows all the products that are out there that can basically, not try to pigeonhole you into one product that a bank may have for you. So it's got a wide variety of assets that he can pull from. So, but as always, appreciate you jumping on with me over lunch and Russ over lunch hour. If you have questions, comments, topics you want to hit us up on, you can call me, text me. You can comment on our YouTube page, on LinkedIn, or on our Facebook page. We'll reach back out to you. Either we'll cover it on a video, or I can do an individual Zoom, or jump on a Zoom with you and Russ and things of that sort. So, but appreciate it. As always, have a great weekend, and we'll